to the war in Ukraine. Fox's Benjamin Hall is live in Lviv, near the Polish border, with the latest developments. Benjamin, what can you tell us?
Well, Laura, the sun is rising today on the 7th day of this invasion, and frankly, there is a lot of fear about what it might bring. And that's because yesterday we saw Vladimir Putin increasing his bombardments on urban areas, on residential areas, and he has warned, his defense ministry has warned that that will continue today. Yesterday we saw Putin's forces take out a well-known landmark, the television tower in Kyiv, and there is growing fear now that he's going to pull back and continue this crushing bombardment of built-up areas. They also rained down rockets yesterday on the second biggest city of Kharkiv, while Russia's defense ministry urged residents of both cities to flee today, saying it was going to strike unspecified areas within the city and hit their communications. However, when it comes to that 40-mile-long armored convoy that we have been talking about, the one that had been bearing down on Kiev, it has actually made no advances over the last 24 hours, and a U.S. official now saying, in fact, that it has been beset by logistical problems, supply issues, short on fuel and food. And there is growing talk that actually this is not going the way that Putin hoped it would, and that is why he is doubling down. That is why he is using his heavy artillery. That's why he's using his rockets. The death toll, it keeps rising, and so does the exodus. The UN now saying that 677,000 people have left in the past 6 days, that number rising by about 100,000 a day at the moment. Again, no one knows what today will bring, but Vladimir Putin and his defense ministry making it very clear they are going to continue hitting these cities. Laura?
Benjamin, how concerned are your sources that the more these photos, which we've seen in the New York Times tonight, of presumably they look like Russian soldiers dead, having lost their lives in this invasion, how that image broadcast around the world will further infuriate Putin into some mad act against innocents on the ground in Ukraine?
Well, that works two ways. I mean, yes, it may well infuriate Putin, though he's never shown any signs in the past about being concerned about the safety of his own soldiers. What it is actually more likely to do is infuriate some of his own people. And they always said that the problem with some kind of an occupation, the problem with getting bogged down here and the Russian death toll rising, was that eventually they felt his own people might turn against him. The fact is that we're also learning that many of the soldiers who came into Ukraine, the Russian soldiers, felt that they were coming as peacekeepers, that they would be welcomed by the Ukrainians. And there are text messages that the Ukrainian government had been releasing between soldiers and their families back home saying, we thought we were going to be welcomed when we arrived, and now we're being told to shell cities. So there is actually a concern on the Russian side, no doubt, that this might turn Russian public opinion against him. But what is most likely to enrage Vladimir Putin is the sense that this is not going how he wanted. And if he finds himself backed into a corner, he's going to do what we've seen him do over the last day or two, and that is bring out the heavy artillery and hit the people. He's done it before. He did it in Chechnya. It is a playbook of his. When he's not doing well, he doubles down.
Benjamin, thank you for being with us tonight. Stay safe out there.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.